Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Wicked Good Show. I am, of course, Dylan. I'm joined by my comrade Brian.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man, hey! Special Friday night recording that we are going to have to be doing. Well, actually, I guess we recorded on Friday night a lot, but a special short Friday night recording
Yes.
now that we have the Mandalorian out, which is going to be interesting because it's going to intersect with some movies. So I guess we're going to have to prioritize some things. Although Disney was thinking about us when they made the Mandalorian come out on a Wednesday before Star Wars. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was kind of them. Well, I don't know if they're thinking specifically about us, but definitely about building hype and not wanting to compete with themselves.
Yes. So today, obviously, we're discussing Chapter 2 of The Mandalorian. By far, the shortest episode so far of the episodes, clocking in at 32 minutes total.
Yeah, it almost felt like maybe these first two episodes were meant to be the same episode, and then they were like, "Oh, we could do like a cool thing when you launch Disney Plus, have that first episode be available." So maybe just cut it in half.
So, Brian, I had the exact same thought
Yeah.
that you just laid out. That was going to be my big point.
Mhm.
Yeah, it does feel like that the first two episodes were meant to be two of the same episodes.
Yeah.
For sure. And they just found a really good way to cut it and have them both end on like not a cliffhanger, but kind of like a good little like
Mhm.
Although this one with little, I'm gonna call him Baby Yo, with little Baby Yo.
He's called
Wait,
the child in the subtitles. I don't know if that helps.
child.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
And all of his lines are the child coos.
Is that like the actual name of this episode? It's called The
It
Child.
is, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just chapter 2. So it's chapter 2, The Child. Yeah, baby Yo, the child, by far the cutest thing to ever grace the small screen, the big screen, any screen. Baby
Yeah.
Yoda is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be getting like a stuffed version of that, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Like
For
that is
sure.
adorable. Well, for the fake nerds, it'll fit in nicely with the rest of the stuffed animals in the background. It'll be great.
I was nervous isn't the right word after the first episode about the direction they were taking with the Baby Yoda character, but I mean he was the star of this episode. I I think if we would have waited an entire week for this episode, I think
Yeah.
we'd be having a very different discussion.
Mm.
I liked it. I guess we'll get in. We can get in that first. I liked it. I didn't love it. I would say as a whole, I don't love the series. I really like it. I don't love it so far.
Yeah. Yeah, there just
What
wasn't that much happening in this episode for me to really love it, as you said.
which is why if you think of the point that you made, that this really seems like it was all one episode at the beginning, kind of, and then they cut it in half. But looking at the series page in IMDb, and I obviously take this with a grain of salt, it's saying that the default time for the episodes is 40 minutes, which I
Right.
guess is sort of normal for commercial free television.
Mhm.
I think it's usually around like 42, 45, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that's fine, but this episode was so short. It was like, and it's paced well. It's like it's a good episode of TV. It was really, it was. I will say, this is definitely a Disney. I'm going to emphasize Disney Star Wars property. Mainly this episode. This was a very. The show is for sure family friendly. I'd say. This is like very. I wouldn't even say TV, whatever.
PG.
Yeah, this is definitely PG.
Yeah.
For sure. But I enjoyed it. I'm having fun. I am in no way, shape, or form putting down this show at all. I'm not in love yet, but I can. I think that Favreau is really. He's writing everything solo. At least he's being credited solo. I think they're kind of building up the series more than just hoping to build up some wild episodes, because the budget. Don't quote me on this. I think the budget for this particular episode. I read this on Reddit, so like don't think that this is religious.
Gospel, yeah.
But I heard that $10 billion. 10 million. Sorry.
I was gonna say
Budget for-
what? Yeah, no, 10 million sounds about right.
And I think like Battle of the Bastards, the budget for that was like 3 million. It was high. It wasn't that high though. So I mean, it looks great. It looks like a movie. It looks more like a movie than it does a TV show.
Right.
The production's fantastic. I'm going to shout out my boy let me find his name. Ludwig Göransson, who is scoring this series. And it's funny, I had texted my cousin, shout out Megan, before I came on here, and I said, the score sounds a lot like Rocky. And like every time the music plays, especially at the end credits, I'm like, it sounds like Rocky's about to come out and fight the Mandalorian.
Right.
And man, that would be a great like Rocky 6. But sure enough, I looked it up, and I knew Ludwig Göransson sound familiar. He was the guy who scored the Creed series.
Ah, all right.
As well
so good
as
call on that.
He just won the Academy Award this past year for scoring Black Panther.
Oh wow.
Yes. So this guy is on top of his game right now. The score is actually. Not to be kind of like a quote unquote snob, the score is actually my favorite thing about this show so far. I think the score is unbelievable. I am a sucker for really good soundtracks to shows and movies, and this for sure sounds great to me.
Yeah, it sounds really good. Baby Yoda is still my favorite part, but the score is still very good.
Yes, I mean everything other than, in my opinion, the story is very good, but the story is still good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm no way putting down this episode. I guess if I'm ranking it, I'm now 5 stars now, so I can't break that rating. I'm probably giving this like a 3.5 star.
Okay.
Episode, which is above average.
Mm. Yeah, no, it's good. Jenny wanted me to mention that the Jawas are the Jawas sand people?
They are Jawas.
Jawas remind her of minions in the way that they talk.
Sure. Jawas are assholes.
Yeah. Oh. Colossal assholes.
Which we are for sure not on Tatooine, right?
Right.
So Jawas are, I think we now know, are a race that is on other planets other than Tatooine. Because when I first saw that, I thought we were on Tatooine, but the landscape does look more mountainous and different. Yeah. But yeah, Jawas are assholes. I liked a lot of their interactions. This was definitely the funnier of the 2 episodes.
Right.
Like when he goes with what is his name, the Nick Nolte character, which I did not mention that was Nick Nolte only because I didn't realize that. Kuil, I think that's how it's spelled. Who I think it's funny. Somebody brought up that looks like Nick Nolte as an alien, which it really does.
Right.
But when they go back to try to negotiate with them to get the parts to his ship back, that was like I thought it was funny. But at the same time, I mentioned earlier, this is a very, very Disney Star Wars, which I guess both take it and leave it.
Yeah.
I don't think that we're going to get anything. Like, the action's good. Action's good, not great. I definitely like the shootout in the first episode a lot more. But the cold open fight at the beginning was good. I liked it. One of those guys, the bounty hunters, is somebody we've seen before. I forget his name. Or he's at least like the same race of aliens. I'm not like that much into Star Wars lore where I can name every race and every character that ever was, so I don't remember his name. But there's definitely another bounty hunter that looks like him.
Right.
Yeah. It's pretty much, the quick rundown of the show is we start with him and Yo trudging after their fight last time, the shootout last time, and he gets back to his ship and he realizes that we found out that Yo can walk.
Yeah, that was adorable. He just kind of shuffles more than anything.
In the past 50 years, Yo's been able to walk, which I guess makes sense.
He can't. He just prefers to be in that little crib because he can float around, I'm sure. He's got small legs. It's exhausting. Just
so adorable. Whenever he, like, in the beginning when they're fighting, and he, like, uses his remote control to, like, push the pod back.
Yeah.
He, like, just falls back with it. It's so adorable. Same thing, though. So I guess let's get, instead of just recapping the whole episode, let's get to obviously the biggest point of the entire show, that we obviously realized that Yo was force sensitive, which we kind of suspected. I'm here for it. I'm in, but at the same time, I was hoping that this series wasn't going to go the route where obviously the Force is all around everybody, and it exists very, very heavily in this universe. But at the same time, I was hoping for a show that was a little more grounded and didn't involve the Force as much.
You're right.
But I mean, sure enough, that's where we're at. I kind of what were your thoughts of all that?
I mean, once you saw what species of alien he was, it was impossible not to expect him to use the Force at some point, especially with how strong Yoda is in the Force, especially like, in the prequels and then raising the X-Wing and all that. I thought it was it's cool because obviously like he can do stuff, but he's also like really tiny and gets tired easy.
Yep.
So I don't think it'll be too much of a detriment. Like they're not gonna, hopefully not gonna like lean on it as a crutch to just get him out of every situation.
Do you think that the Baby Yo is in any way going to have a major impact? His character is going to have a major impact on the main series of movies.
Oh, of the films?
Yeah,
I
because
hope not.
we're about I think we're about like 25-ish years, maybe more, maybe less before Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Yoda was hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
So he has a little ways to go to get there. But obviously 50 years, he's still a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows where he's going to be in another 25, 30 years. So I wonder, because it's obviously canon. I just wonder what impact to the overall universe is going to have, because we have another Force sensitive being. Which
Yeah. So what we're gonna
don't
get
that.
is teenage Yoda in The Rise of Skywalker, and he's gonna fight Ghost Palpatine.
That would be something.
Hey, everyone loved it in Revenge of the Sith, right? And
I saw
Clone Wars. Or
I
Attack of
saw-
the Clone, rather.
I saw a theory that somehow, some way, Baby Yo is Snoke in the First Order eventually gets a hold of him, turns him into Snoke. I don't know how that happens.
That sounds
but
awful. This is why when people are mad about their Snoke theories not being right, it was like, yeah, well, that's because they're all so terrible, so maybe Snoke dying isn't the worst thing if that's the alternative.
I also just made that up in my head, so I guess we'll see where that goes, because it's the most that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if I had to bet, I'm betting it has no impact at all to Rise of Skywalker. Which
More
is
important question, actually, is will Baby Yo get his own tiny Mandalorian helmet before the series is over?
That would also be interesting. I have a feeling we're gonna have a very, I don't know, because it is Disney, and we had several like kind of like Disney-esque tropes in this movie, where like one where he's hanging off the side of the Jawa's little like mobile chop shop, and they cut the wire and he falls off, the magically he's at the top. It's kind of thing. I mean, you're just there to enjoy it, so you don't really pay much mind to it, but it's a very like Disney thing to happen. They also kind of, somebody had brought up on Reddit too, that like that effectively being on the side of a moving vehicle in the middle of like a canyon with rock coming to the side of it is basically become like a trope in movies, which is like very,
Solo,
very,
for sure.
very, very true. Yes. Wait, so like I don't know if that's necessarily just Disney, but like I said, this show is very Disney. This is by no means TVMA, which I had originally thought the show was going to be. It doesn't bring my interest down at all, but it was funny. I just watched this with my 2-year-old daughter, and she was so concerned with what was going on with Baby Yo the whole time. But at the same time, I knew there was going to be no blood or guts or anything like that. And so it's a family-friendly show. And even when he killed that giant rhino, hairy rhino thing, which sort of the sidetrack, what he had. Like that little dagger, was that like a poison dagger? Like what was that?
I don't know. I don't understand. He iced it though.
I feel like that was so small. Like I don't even know how to like pierce the hide of that thing. But I mean, that's just. I'm not here to nitpick the show like I am like something like Last Jedi. I'm here to enjoy it. I am enjoying it so far. I'm probably going to keep enjoying it. My only concern is I really hope we just don't get another 30-minute episode.
Yeah, and I hope we get more characters now that we're off this planet. More back and forth and talk. Although I mean I like Nick Nolte's character. To paraphrase one of our favorite characters on TV right now, Hank. He's just like a super nice guy, you know.
Oh, Hank. Yep. I once again, it's a family-friendly show so far, so I wonder if we'll get a sad ending for Nick Nolte's character. And I also wonder if we'll see him again this season, because let's remember we only have 6 episodes left. So like I said, I really hope they're not all a half hour like this. I don't think they will be. I'm hoping we're right with our theory that this was really supposed to be one singular episode, and they cut it in half due to the short week, which I guess makes sense. But at the same time, yeah, we only have 6 episodes left. We haven't met Bill Burr's character. We haven't met what's her name, Gina Carano. I don't remember if that's her last name. We haven't met her character yet. So yeah, it's I'm in for it because I love John Favreau, and I think his writing has been good so far. I think the show production is obviously outrageous. I love Pedro Pascal's Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Because I sound like I'm nervous and I don't like it. I guess I'm a little nervous because, like I said, the time we have left.
Yeah.
But I trust Favreau, so I'm kind of. But I've made the mistake of trusting showrunners before. And I think but I'm putting all my trust in Favreau, and I'm in it. I'm obviously we're not going to stop watching the show, and I keep saying negative things. I want to say I really like this show.
Right.
I really like it.
Yeah, no, it's a good show. I think we're right to say that this was originally conceived to be a one episode. I don't know though, maybe not. I feel like it was, because this is not necessarily strong enough to stand on its own, in my opinion.
I think we're having a very different discussion if an entire week went by, and this is the episode we got. I'd be very upset, regardless of how cute Baby Yo is.
Right. So I guess we'll see. All we can do is wait and see until next week.
Correct. Other than that, we're back out. The Mandalorian and Baby Yo are back out in the in space. Mm-hmm. Who knows what he's doing? I have a very hard time believing he's going to return Baby Yo back to Werner Herzog, the client. I wholeheartedly doubt that's where he's going, but I guess we'll see. My assumption is that we're going to kind of get a like Smoking Aces type thing where the Mandalorian is now going to be, because as we saw, he was not the only guy priced out to do this job. Mm-hmm. So I can see where the show is going, where maybe Gina Carano is his ally, but maybe Bill Burr is kind of the bad guy. Not the bad guy, but maybe he's a bad guy, where we just have a whole bunch of bounty hunters now going after him.
Yeah. Hey, we'll see.
We will see. So that was our, unless you have anything else, that was our rather quick Mandalorian recap. We promise to keep it sweet and short.
Yeah, I mean, any longer we're bordering on being as long as the episode itself was. So
correct. It's a good. Yeah, Brian. So tomorrow morning, we're recording this on Friday. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna go see Ford versus Ferrari, which I'm actually pretty excited for. It's getting very, very good reviews.
Yep.
And then we are going to record that, which should be out probably early next week.
Yeah, probably Monday.
Which is very fair, gives people time to. I think, especially with the show now, I think that's a fair date to get it out would now be Monday rather than our Friday night right away episode. Gives people time to see it over the weekend, which I think is pretty good.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm excited to see it. And yeah, guys, if you like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We need to get over 100 subscribers so we can get that custom URL. The main channel is, of course, youtube.com/WickedGetEverything. We're on Twitter at WGEverything, on Instagram at WickedGetEverything, twitch.tv/WickedGetEverything. Dylan, where can they find you?
DJ Clubberlang on Twitter, as well as Letterboxd.
All right, and I am on Twitter at TheFakeBMar. That's BMARR. And Dylan, I gotta go. I got some Pokemon to play, man.
Oh yes, did you get Sword or Shield?
I got Sword.
Oh well, enjoy. I almost bought Star Wars Fallen Order today, which is getting very, very good reviews.
Yeah,
which
it looks good.
Shocking to me. I heard it's basically like Uncharted meets Star Wars, which fucking count me in for that.
Hell yeah. So I think maybe after I finish Pokemon, I will snag that, and then hey, maybe all goes well, we can do maybe not a Wicked Good show, but something where we talk about that if it's good enough.
I do have one more thing to say before we go.
Yes.
How dare I forget? Shout out Brian Wong.
Brian Wong, we almost forgot you, but we would never really forget you. Except I don't think I showed you out on the last Rick and Morty, so I'll make sure to shout you out on the next one.
Shout out Brian Wong.
All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. Have a great rest of your day.
See ya. Don't hit your self-destruct mode.
No, definitely.
See you next week.